Here we are, it's live, and I'm doing exactly what I don't want to do. Facing my fears, putting myself here, telling you guys, don't watch this. It will probably be shit, but it is what I have to do. I need to embrace what I've always been here promoting, facing those fears, doing what you know you want to do, showing up, feeling uncomfortable, and then being really, really, really proud of it, as well as a few inches taller, more confident, more proud of yourself. I'm here to do a live stream every week because I promised you guys that, but even more so because I promised myself that. I'm in a new chapter in my life and I'm back to facing fears. That's how I started. That's when I felt the most fulfilled and accomplished and like I was on the right path. Then my life sidetracked. I got sick. I got comfortable. I got complacent. And I didn't enjoy it. Then a few weeks back, 1.5 months, I took my belongings and I moved to the States because even though I deeply didn't want to, because I was in a comfortable place, I had a good life in Sweden, all was good, but I was too comfortable. Nothing happened. So after a lot of forth and back, I accepted a job offer here in the States. So now I'm living in North Carolina. I'm working as a mechanical engineer, and life here is starting to take shape. It's been uncomfortable. It's been enlightening. It's been a lot of things, and it was exactly what I needed. This stream, this thing I'm doing here, I need to get back to creating content for you and for me. And so now when I don't have a plan, I'm just going to show up and I'm going to do kind of an improvised weekly thing where I reflect upon my journey, the growth that will happen due to my active fear facing, implementing stuff. Like now I'm reading the book No More Mr. Nice Guy. I'm starting to get back into this universe again about not being so insecure, becoming more confident, facing your fears, all that, everything that I used to do, because I know again, I've always known it, but now I'm back. I want to share that journey, and I'm going to do it in a better and better way. In the beginning, it's going to be shit. Maybe not. If you have low standards, maybe not. And I shouldn't be shit talking it like that. I don't really care right now. What I care about is just showing up here and being here publicly, putting my thoughts out on display, drinking Gatorade because I'm in America. Otherwise, that wouldn't have happened. And that's what you'll get from me. And this week, I'm going to reflect on a lot of things concerning all this that has been so present. Because as of late, well, let me just get started with what I got here. 14th of April. I got here. I started working after 4 days of being here. I moved into my old classmate Frederick. We had studied together for like 6 months. We didn't really know each other that well. I reached out to him before coming here, and he actually invited me in. Details doesn't matter. I moved in, new office to come into every day, doing my thing. And the thing is, as you know, maybe this channel has always been about me pursuing these fears and doing what's uncomfortable and all that. And as I said, for the past years, I've become too comfortable. However, I didn't quite realize that to the degree that I've now realized, because these past years I've been comfortable. I had a comfortable job. I only worked at the office for like 3 days a week, and everything was just, I didn't need to push myself. But I still saw myself as this bold, confident guy, like more like the one I was when I was doing this channel full on, because I was approaching fears daily, actively. It was working. Past years, I I didn't, and but my identity was still tied to this old guy that I used to be. But and since I didn't really push myself, I thought I was that guy, but I didn't realize that wasn't the case anymore until when I got here. I was I shook hand with reality, because when you get to a new country and you get into a workplace that is as a mechanical engineer in a new setting, and I hadn't really been working with the things I'm doing now at all for the past years. And so now when I got here, and daily I was put into these situations where hair was over my body, and I was just I was honestly, I felt so ashamed on a daily basis, because I felt like a fraud walking into the office, talking to people, and just this deep feeling within me like, okay, I'm a fraud, I'm a fraud, I'm a fraud. I didn't say it to myself, but every conversation I had, it felt like I had to prove something. It felt like I was so self-critical, evaluating every word, every thought, and it's like it reached a point like, whoa, what? Who are you? Are you this insecure? Are you this uncomfortable with yourself? Are you this? Don't you dare to just be you, the person I thought I really was, because I felt so. It was energy draining. So 2 weeks ago, I started to realize, like, damn, you're not as bold and fear facing as you think you are. You have become a low self esteem person again. This is not you, Alex. You better change this, or something is gonna break. And since something clicked, I've actively started looking at these things again. Or started reading the subtle art of not giving a fuck, like videos I did a ton of work on back in the days. And I have actively started reflecting, journaling, pursuing these things again. This week I went back to my old habit, which was like my mantra, my pillar in my previous videos. Everything I was promoting was always about the daily fear facing, seeking out uncomfortable moments, or just identifying that, okay, here is something that feels so uncomfortable to me, but I know that's what I have to do. But when you don't live in this active world of seeking it out, you find ways to avoid it. You find ways to reason for why you don't need to do that, because you can do this or this or this instead. But now, this week again, I started to, in my journaling, I do everything in OneNote. I always have a tab up where I can do log, write thoughts, and just, see columns with things, to-do lists, and all that. Now, when I'm when I go through my workday and I feel that little thing tingling, it's like a spider sense. Ooh, something just came up. I know I could try to fix this problem myself for another 2 hours, or I can do the uncomfortable, save me 1 hour and 45 minutes by just asking that guy how to do it. But that is tied to shame, feeling stupid, being uncomfortable, asking that person, disturbing that person, asking for help. All these things that a people pleasing, unsecure person that doesn't want to take help from others try to avoid. That is how I grew up. That's always been me, trying to people please, trying to make people like me. But you can't live like that. And the controversy of it is that people like you less for being that person. So going back to that old thing this week is, I get the chills when I say this now. Being here again and realizing that this is This is the way, as it always has been for me. Identifying the fear-facing actions, if you need to, reason for why you need to do it, stay in that uncomfortable place. Don't dare to leave that. It's like when I look at, okay, I need to go talk to the person. I can literally see how my brain is working to find ways to not do it. Okay, try that one before you go ask him. Do that. Maybe that's not what you should do right now. We can do this. Like just observing yourself now when you have this understanding inside of what's going on. It's tremendously powerful. Yet it's also tremendously painful because you know that you're so aware that you won't allow yourself to escape that that try that you can't escape trying to escape, because you will push yourself to do it. And that's what I've been doing on a small level this weekend. Just after 1 week of actively doing this, I feel so much more comfortable and confident. I'm no I'm no I know I'm going to come back to a really, really good place in a quite short amount of time, because when you do it, it's it's really powerful. That's how you become the person you want to be. Taking action, doing scary shit that aligns with what you want to do, taking you where you want to be, to go, to do the kind of life you want to live. But it's all built on small increment small action taking steps. So I think you get the gist of it. That is what I've been doing this week. I've started to just identify and then go do these things that is scary, but everything just becomes so much more effective. But this has it's more than just doing this. It's well, that's the gist of it. But what I'm trying to say is that I also started listening to interviews like Mark Manson's Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck, but also found this guy that wrote the No More Mr. Nice Guy, which is also fully relatable to what I'm going through and the kind of person I am. Basically, being this people pleasing person, and it's just not gonna work. It's not attractive. It doesn't play well. It doesn't help you in any way to be the person that doesn't dare to have your opinion. Like if someone asks you for what you thought about a movie, don't say what you think the person is gonna want to hear, agreeing that yeah, it was good or whatever. Say what you really think of it. And that is, I'm not there right now. I know I am when I'm sitting here, when I'm alone, and I ask myself, are you a confident person? Do you speak your mind and all that? And I say, fuck yeah, that's me. It's always been me. But the proof in the pudding now, when I observe myself at the workplace since I got here, then it's not me. I haven't been acting like that. And I'm not going to take it anymore. I'm not that person. I am that person out there, but I'm not. I know I'm not. But it requires action to take you there again. It's a fresh good. I had a shitty live stream last week. Yeah, it was even worse. Uh, but then I realized they really shown how insecure I was. And I bet if you watch that video compared to this week, you will notice the difference, because I feel that the mission, the vision is starting to align again. I'm feeling the path I'm going to walk, and it's sure as hell not going to be easy. You have to understand, uh, me in an engineering role has always, I got hair all over me. Has always been, I haven't trusted my confidence as an engineer. I did a few videos, probably like 6 or 7 years ago, breaking down my story of during my study years at KTH, doing my bachelor and my master, and how I felt like such a freaking fraud because the math, the physics didn't come easy to me. I had to fight like a mother. I had to really work to get through school. And I always felt so stupid because it felt like everybody else around me, even though half of the class didn't even finish, and I was the one of them that actually did. I felt like the most stupidest person ever because what I saw was people that danced through school without hesitation, that it just seemed so simple. But for me, I had to work the shit out of it, and it still barely worked. So I felt like a fraud. It was an awful time in my life as soon as I was in that school environment, and it kind of relates back to that time now when I'm here in a new work situation in an engineering role, doing something I've never done what I'm doing now, and I haven't. I sidetracked back to doing a lot of visualization and and marketing work for the past years in my previous job in Sweden before coming here. So now when I'm supposed to be that engineer again, it triggers those deeply my deep wounds within that makes me a small little child. I just want to cry and run to mama. Mama. But I'm gonna fight that because I know that's not the truth. That's not how it needs to play out. I don't need to live that movie. I can play another movie. I can be another actor. I can be me. That's the point. I can be me. I know what me looks like, what he sounds like, what he feels like, and what he can do. I know what I'm capable of, and I know what you're capable of. But that's not gonna come for free. You have to work for that shit. You really need to work for that shit to happen. Facing those fears on a daily basis. And I'm getting all excited here because I know what can play out if I play it correctly. From now on, I'm doing this little habits, daily fear facing actions, and I'm gonna read No More Mr. Nice Guy. I went for a 10-kilometer run here at the countryside yesterday, and I was listening to a interview with this guy. I mean, he's an old man written a book about being a man, and a lot of it relates to what I'm thinking about. Can't go around and be a people pleaser. Can't. And just taking in taking in this mindset in different shapes and forms, it just reminds you to daily take these steps. So I don't know what this is or what it will look like, but I promise you I'm going to show up, do a live stream, practice just talking about this stuff. For me, for you, for the cats, for everybody that wants to join the party. Next week, I'm going to give you some reflections on the week, what's happened, and how what the book No More Mr. Nice Guy is about and how I applied it to my life. Now I haven't started reading it. You get the gist of it. Losing the thread here, and I'm not gonna drag you on for too long. It's been fun. I'm feeling we can make something good happen here. We will, promise you that. And if you're feeling you're on a similar journey, if you feel inspired, whatever, just write something, email me. Do you? I do me, you do you, and Kitty here will do her. That sounded naughty. See you for next time. See you. It's been fun. This is fun. I miss this. That's how you not end the video, but I do it my way and I don't care what you think of it. That's also the point. I don't care. Sure, you should care because life, what is life if you don't care about anything? But for now, my quest is to not care what other people think of me, and that actually includes you. So I'm going to do me until I find out version 2.0 of me. But for now, this is me, and this is what I'm doing, and I'm fucking enjoying it. See you next week.